And what's going on, everyone? My name is Tom, the Complete Circuit Podcast, episode 41. As you know, I got my good friend Joe here.
What's going on?
He's wearing a hat today. We have the wonderful Erin.
Hello, hello.
And Manny is back.
How's it going?
Yeah, he's brought his voice up, too. This is good.
How's
this
it
is
going?
Good. So it's hot as hell out, and I don't know how this is going to sound in post, but I'm going to attempt to remove the fan noise. So if I'm not able to remove the fan noise from the audio, you're going to hear a bunch of fans. So I apologize that in the future, but if you don't hear it, or if it's like minute and barely there, then, good job me. So, this week was, kind of slow, but Google I/O hit, and I don't know what you guys saw on that. I only saw like the first half of it. That's really cool stuff. So, to get into it, I guess we're going to, at some point, we have a video. I think that's the one I sent, the one that I told. Do we have the Verge? Yeah, here we go. This is perfect. Okay, so they did like a little brief like summary thing. I don't know. Do we want to do that video? So everyone can kind of see it, and then just kind of like because some of that stuff visually you needed to see from Sundar Pichai.
It's 16 minutes.
We could. There's not a lot of stories anyway, and this is kind of a fascinating thing with some of the technology they're doing. At least the first few things that I saw. Let's start it, and we'll just kind of take a break and a little pause in between each one, talk about each one, and see where it goes. Fast forward if it gets boring. Is that okay? Anyone? No? Anything?
Sure.
Okay. Are we having audio again? Yep, it's not playing the audio.
I guess so.
Hold on. I can fix that. Hold on. Remember, if you subscribe, we can get the sponsors to fix this. We have audio. All right. It's okay. I have a fix. I need to get another HDMI capture card. And then that way.
And it's open domain.
There we go. See?
Which means it's designed to converse on any topic. And while it's still in research and development, we've been using it internally to explore novel interactions. For example, say you wanted to learn about one of my favorite planets, Pluto. Lambda already understands quite a lot about Pluto and millions of other topics. Let's listen to a conversation the team had with Pluto a few days ago.
I'm so curious about you.
I sense your excitement. Ask me anything.
Tell me what I would see if I visited.
You would get to see a massive canyon, some frozen icebergs, geysers, and some craters.
It sounds beautiful.
I assure you it is worth the trip. However, you need to bring your coat, because it gets really cold.
I'll keep that in mind. Hey, I was wondering, have you ever had any visitors?
Yes, I have had some. The most notable was New Horizons, the spacecraft that visited me.
Let's break down what made it feel so natural. First, learn concepts. As you saw, the model talked about the New Horizons spacecraft and the coldness of space. Lambda synthesized these concepts from its training data. Because none of the responses were predefined, Lambda answered with sensible responses, keeping the dialogue open-ended. Natural conversations are generative, and they never take the same path twice. And Lambda is able to carry a conversation no matter what we talk about. Okay. Yet, it's still early research.
Yeah, that's more or less.
So it doesn't get everything right.
The gist of that one. So I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but a few years ago, they did a demo during a Google I/O with this technology where they had their AI call in and schedule an appointment for getting your nails done.
I did see that.
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that.
And the human on the other end thought it was an actual fucking person calling in. And I just thought to myself, that is freaking, it's amazing technology. I've been thinking about this concept recently with this kind of stuff. And we were talking about, I think we were talking about last week, game development. We got into that? Like how to make it cheaper and more efficient, stuff like that. I don't know. At some point we had a conversation about games being so expensive, and it's well, then optimize your processes, right? I could see a future where games is you need a voice actor. Okay, well, here's an AI, make your voice, pick your different settings, and give it some dialogue and inflections, and then it generates the voice. I could see that being used for this, which would be awesome, because then you get, what I'm saying? Then you get the exact voice that you want. If the person dies, you don't lose the voice actor. As cruel as that is, I mean, it's with Archer, Mallory, whatever her name is, Jessica Walter, she passed away.
Yeah.
For anyone who's familiar with, so it's just you can get, and then it's just you can get the lines instantly in the first time. You just tweak whatever you need, and it can regenerate it perfect instead of relying on humans. So that's why I was very excited about this. It's fascinating technology. I don't know if it's a computer science nerd in me, so I don't know if this is interesting to anybody else, but
Well, it may make phone trees better, in my opinion, because I hate phone trees, and I always want to speak to a person, because sometimes the things that you want to ask aren't listed in the menu, or you're like, I don't know what this falls under. And so with that, there would be no phone tree. You just talk to a person from the get-go.
yeah, especially one that has access to your account and all your information, voice recognition, and it can instantly figure out who you are. Yeah, that's actually...
And no wait times.
And you get what you actually want. Because I know what you're talking about. And then like para español, marca dos, it would just know if you're speaking a different language or to recognize your accent and
That's
then
true.
make a recommendation.
Yeah.
And automatically, I know I super Spanglished that. Like I just straight up botched that, but I hear it all the time. And it drives me crazy. Not because it's a bad thing, but just because, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's, and so, yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really good one, Erin. I love that idea. And then, I'm sure we'll get there. Joey, any thoughts? Joey's in a bad mood today. He's got this gangster thing going on with his hat and his chain, his facial expressions. He's bringing the microphone in. He's going to speak. Okay, he just leaned back. So, he's coming back in.
So I can make it sound like Pamela Anderson.
And talk like her too.
Perfect.
I mean, is that what you need?
Wouldn't that be nice? Every time you call in, it's some Jen
Jameson, Pamela Anderson.
Young Pamela Anderson, not now.
But yeah, they got those sex robots that look creepily real.
Oh, see, I wasn't going down that road.
You could pick
that's bad.
But it's, I mean,
see, look what you did.
Are you serious? You're going to talk about two sex symbols and not immediately make the logical jump to making robots have this crap built in?
Nope.
That you bang?
No, I was just talking about talking, and you went there.
So you just have a preference for Pamela Anderson just because?
I need someone to talk to.
But why not, I don't know, what's her name?
Or give me Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron, I know that name.
Yeah, he played Two-Face.
No, is that who that is?
Yes. We're not here to talk about that. Anyways.
You said it.
Yeah, but now you want to sit there and search it. I know who it is.
I'm going to.
Okay, go right ahead. Bad thing is if you start doing that, it's going to cut jobs. That's the thing.
For phone, yeah, but a lot of the companies outsource that stuff. I mean, I guess still a job is a job. A job is a job.
I know it's outsourcing, and we can get in that debate later. But that's the only issue is that you're going to cut a lot of jobs, and even though they outsource a lot of different countries, they don't offer a lot of jobs. So the only thing you have is customer service. So if you if you bring that in, then it cuts all that.
Do you think and again, that's a really good point. Do you think it would be possible that, because one of the things I love about Apple, American Express, certain companies is they have excellent, like just phenomenal customer service. Others, not so much, right? And the phone tree thing is very annoying. And so the fewer buttons you have to press, the better. But I'm wondering if like the offset of customer satisfaction, feeling that they can confidently call in, get something that can immediately solve their problems and fully understand what they want.
Here's an idea for companies. Instead of, if you need customer service, press 1. If you need new service, press 2. Done.
Yeah, but a lot of the times, the reason that they don't do that is because they don't have enough people. And a lot of the times it could be something like they just want to know store hours. They just want to know the status of their order, like very simple things. And so those simple things that an automated system can pull off, they can do. Because a lot of people do use those. That's why phone trees exist.
Here's an idea then. Make it easier for people to find it online. Make a little smart thing where you can, you know what I mean? Then do something automated.
Speaking, from the web perspective, right? Like if let's say you're out of the country and you have a credit card issue, like you're going to have to call. Your data rates could be very expensive, or maybe you just can't get data. You can only have access to a phone. Just as a rough example, but making a website that's easier to use is kind of like the gold standard. It's hard to do.
Necessarily call. You now can do chat.
People have been doing, chat is nice.
So you have those options too. But I'm saying for people that are not tech savvy, make it where the website basically tells them, grabs them by the hand and say, click here if you need this or that. Simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I love when you go to certain websites and it says, you type in your query for your thing and it gives you a list and they're very accurate. Yeah. And then it says the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your account page. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click this, you're going to click that. How about just give me the link? Since you already know where I want to go, give me a link to the page instead of making me, because then what they'll do is, it's so stupid. You'll go through the steps, but they don't open up you have to open up a new tab. I don't know what that is. There's someone, I don't know what that is. Probably a neighbor or something. There's some weird knocking outside. Oh, Joey's going to go inspect
That's so weird.
Inspect it out. Yeah, you heard that too?
Yeah.
It was creepy. What do you got? You got someone messing around back there, Joey?
I think it's been a bird.
I had a bird hit the window once. He died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bad, dude. His little neck broke. Or maybe it was Dalton's. I don't know. No, it was this one. Yeah, he slammed into it, and I felt so bad. I mean, it's from a web perspective, it's tough because you're never going to be able to make everybody satisfied, and there are just websites that just aren't good. But they're good for some and not for others. But I mean, I do hear you. And I would imagine that I don't know, I like to call, but only some companies, like companies who I feel like I can call, and they can confidently solve my thing. I will call more often. I will not call Comcast or anybody else because they're just a pain in the ass.
See, with calling Comcast, I found out how to deal with that real quick.
Yeah.
If you want to get to the point, you just tell them, I restarted the modem, I unplugged it, I did A, B, and C, I did all the checkpoints, and so nothing works. Your turn. Oh,
they'll still do the runaround with me because it's part of the script. Yeah, I've gotten the runaround. I literally have gone into look, I need to talk to a higher tier employee because of that. I'll throw text backs at them and they'll still run their script. It's been a while since I've had a call. But I used to. It's funny you say that.
You just say that, bro, and you use a stern fucking voice.
Yeah, I don't want to do this because you know what? I don't want to. The only time I ever use a stern voice is if the person's being
No, I'm
ridiculous.
not saying being a dick, but I'm saying you have a little bit of a in your tone where you're not coming off as a dick, but you're not. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
basically, don't give me this runaround. Don't read your stupid script.
No, I hear you. On a little side thing, I had a friend who to deal with
sometimes
shitty customer service. Oh, hit the button. This is my last thing, and then we can move on to the next thing. To deal with shitty customer service, what he would do is he would go onto the website's masthead and he would look for all the executives' names, and he would create a mass email using all the different ways of doing their names. So first name dot last name, first initial dot last initial, and he'd even if they were fake emails, he would send to all these people about this problem, and he would just keep guessing and there would be hundreds of variations, and he would hit them. So he would get it. He would get through and get the email for the CEO of whatever company, and have this ridiculous logs of all the bullshit that's going on. And he said it worked. He said it worked a few times. That was his trick. And nice. It's I've never tried that because I'm scared.
Why are you
I don't know. That just feels like one of those things like they're going to find me. I don't know. It's just weird.
What? Beat you with a bill?
Yeah. Yeah. You going to pay this money? Well, we won't get into that. Anyway. But it's very promising technology regardless, especially because it can be used for English, not English, but typing, right?
Physical responses.
And it really wants to go to the next section.
Pluto doing flips.
What is going on here?
Sorry. Every time I click on the webpage, if I happen to click on the video to move it or resize it plays.
Okay, well we can go on to we can keep watching this one, or we can go on to the next one, guys, if you find this one at all interesting in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, what else is there to talk? Well, does he talk about just this?
It's just
apparently there are a lot of cool things that were. I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I just
instead of watching the whole video. I mean, did you watch how much?
I watched the first two chunks of it, in passing. So there's still a lot.
Second chunk?
The second chunk is about Google Maps.
Well,
which Erin's gonna love.
I want to see the part about this.
Creates a 3D model of a person. Project Starling creates a 3D model of a person sitting across from you.
I want more information on that section.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, this is
'Cause
gonna
that's
be,
pretty cool.
Got some Big Brother stuff going on. Okay. I mean, do we just want to play it out? We don't have many stories this week, so we could just kind of play it
Playing
out.
fetch with its favorite ball, the moon. Other times,
I can't
Just
skip
doesn't keep
ahead by seconds.
Lambda is a huge step forward in natural conversation, but it is still trained only on text. When people communicate with each other, they do it across images, text, audio, and video.
He's not a very good.
So we need to build models that allow people to
Enthusiastic
naturally ask
speaker.
questions across different types of information. These are called multimodal models. For example, when you say, show me the part where the lion roars at sunset, we will get you to that exact moment in a video.
Oh.
Advances in AI are helping us reimagine what
That's
a map can be. But now you can also use it to explore the world around you. You'll be able to access live view
Show
right
me the
from
part.
the map
Ew.
and instantly see
Boys.
details about the shops and the restaurants around you,
Oh, that's cool.
including how busy they are, recent reviews, and photos of those popular dishes. In addition, there are a host of new features coming to live view later this year. We're adding prominent virtual street signs to help you navigate those complex intersections. Second, we'll point you towards key landmarks and places that are important for you, like the direction of your hotel. Third, we're bringing it indoors to help you get around some of the hardest to navigate buildings, like airports, transit stations, and malls. Indoor
That's
live
cool.
view will start rolling out in top train stations and airports in Zurich this week, and will come to Tokyo next month. We're bringing you the most detailed street maps we've ever
Don't
made.
skip too much, babe.
That wasn't me.
Take this image of Columbus Circle, one of the
Oh.
most complicated intersections.
Right.
in
It's cut up.
town.
It's
You
Verge's
can
summary.
now see
Never
where
mind.
the sidewalks, the crosswalks, the pedestrian islands are.
Nice.
Something that might be incredibly helpful if you're taking young children out on a walk, or absolutely essential if you're using a wheelchair.
Sorry.
Thanks to our application of advanced AI technology on robust street view and aerial imagery, we're on track to launch detailed street maps in 50 new cities by the end of the year.
See, and this
So we're
is why
making the
Google
map
Maps
more
is so much better
dynamic
than Apple
and more
Maps.
tailored,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
highlighting the most relevant information exactly when you need it. If it's 8 a.m. on a weekday, we'll display the coffee shops and bakeries more prominently in the map. While at 5
cool.
p.m., we'll highlight the dinner restaurants that match your
It is
taste.
cool.
You'll start seeing this more tailored map in the coming weeks.
What is
People
about
have found it
coffee?
really useful,
At 5
especially during this pandemic, to see how busy a place is before heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're expanding this capability from specific places, like restaurants and shops, to neighborhoods with the feature called Area
It
Busyness.
must be really sunny outside.
Yeah.
Say you're in Rome
It's not as
and want to
exciting
head
as an
over to
Apple
the
one
Spanish Steps
with
and
their
its nearby shops.
drone footage
Yeah.
and shit.
No.
Area Busyness, you'll be able to understand at a glance if it's the right time for you to go, based
Oh,
on
wow.
how busy
That's
that
cool
part of the
for-
city is
for
in real
parks.
time.
Yeah,
Area Busyness will roll out globally in the coming months.
that's cool.
Let's talk
I love
about
that.
all of the ways we're innovating in shopping.
So my biggest issue with the Google products, Google Maps is better.
Yeah.
Their interfaces suck. In every instance that I use any of the Google stuff that we use to manage the channel, any of the crap, it always feels cumbersome and
Cheap.
I wouldn't go so far as cheap. It just feels like it's not like. It feels like it's really good for the people who understand how Google does things, but
It's plain.
it's not even an issue of plain. It's just it's hard to navigate. I just don't feel like it intuitively links up with like my
I can
expectations.
see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
because I don't find the Google apps hard to use, but I've also used them for a really long time, and
Yeah.
I can remember like if there's a feature I haven't used before or in a while, it can be really hard to find it sometimes.
honestly, that was the reason I didn't get into Snapchat when it first came out, because that interface made no sense. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why do I have to slide all these
Is that Google?
No, I'm just talking about bad interfaces and their
Oh.
effect on people's ability to use stuff. Like that's why I didn't use it, and no one was sending me nudes at the time when Snapchat first came out. So I didn't really have a purpose for it. No, I just wanted to because
It's so much more than that.
Anyways,
now it is. Back then, that's all it was.
Well, that's great. Wonderful, man. You're on a roll today. Anyways,
At least I'm contributing to the fucking conversation. What are you saying?
nothing stupid like you are.
I mean, that
Manny,
would
what do you
imply
have
you're
to
not
say?
talking.
Oh, about what?
'Cause I don't need to say
Everything?
stupid shit.
Yeah, bad
Okay,
UI,
so-
Google UI maps.
bad UI. Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you get
Google
any louder,
Maps.
I swear to God.
No, I'm trying to be better about it because I hear myself when I listen to the old podcast, and I'm just like, man, like I struggle. Like
A little quiet.
I'm a little quiet.
Yeah.
But let's just put it that way.
Joey's been battling with that for a while too. He's gotten a lot better.
I'm trying to get better. Google Maps, I will say this. I went on a road trip recently and I had what am I trying to say?
Oh my goodness. Come on.
No,
Joey,
okay.
shut up.
Google Maps is way better when you turn on the voice. I always turn off all my voices, but they're like, hey, get in the right turn, like get in the rightmost lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus like the map doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
And like I'm still really bad at judging like 200 feet. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's like 2 lights.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's 2 lights.
even on like Grand Theft Auto, the new ones where they put the nav, I always struggle with, wait, is it this turn or is it like 5 more feet turn? Like I don't, it's all the time. I don't know why that is, but it's so hard to, even though it's only one turn, it's like, it says 20 feet and there's no turns, but is it that one? I don't know. I don't know what it is about that.
It's super annoying because like I know Google Maps recently did, or I don't know how recent it's been, but they had the search bar on the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Standard Google search bar to search for wherever you're going. But then underneath they have little tiny bubbles where it says home or
Yeah.
all these places, and it used to be like placed differently. Now you have like a card on the bottom that doesn't need to be there at all. I don't know why it's there. It's like it's there for when you like click on a restaurant, and then
There's a card on the bottom. Hold on, I'm listening. I'm gonna pull
hold
up.
on. I gotta see this because I feel like I'm talking out of my ass.
Also, something that's been fucking pissing me off too. The Google apps.
Here, latest in the area. Why is that back? Why is that there? I don't care about that.
Oh, that's from the. Oh, I don't know what the latest in the. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
I don't care about that.
Oh, I just said the name. We're gonna have to beep
You
that.
did.
We're gonna have to
It's
beep.
okay. I got a little bit of Manny's map too.
Okay, that's okay. We'll just.
Whoops.
No. I mean,
No, it's not your bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We'll fix it in post. We just can't do that kind of stuff in the live.
It's like, where's my
Gonna
where's
beat
my
that
little
too.
hamburger menu that brings up the side menu that has everything I need right there? Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. That's just kind of there's like a standard for mobile apps. It's like what?
Y'all nitpicky as fuck.
No, it's because like they keep on changing it every like couple of the
Okay.
years, and
Yeah.
it's like super annoying.
Here,
You get used to
you don't
one
want
way,
that?
then you
Go
gotta
use
learn.
Apple Maps. Okay?
That's
All right, buddy? All right, there.
That's a great
Problem
point.
solved.
Apple
But-
Max sucks.
Well, if you don't want to look at what he's complaining about, go to Apple Maps.
Yeah, but
And Apple Maps does
literally
not-
doesn't work.
Apple Maps works
I don't.
perfectly for
I have.
me.
Yeah, I have never
I've
had.
never had an
she
issue.
says that, but
yeah, I don't know what you... Yeah.
There's only one reason why I have never enjoyed Apple Maps, and that's because I like to see an overview of where I'm going. And unless Apple Maps has updated it recently, you can't see the whole overview of where you're going because
Okay.
once you start driving, it zooms in
Right.
and you can only see like
Yeah.
And I
what
do.
you're about to do. I
and-
want to know if in 5,000 feet if I'm gonna turn left or not.
I need to see my turn and then like 2 more turns after that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
had to get. I used to be like that too. I would actually back in the day. I wouldn't even start the turn by turn direction thing because of the zoom in. But then I realized they may do that for a reason because you shouldn't be looking at your phone while you're fucking driving. So a map overview doesn't do good for you if you're on the highway 80 feet. You just got to listen to the audio cues.
No, but it can help you a lot if you're in a busy city or something and you know that as soon as you turn left, you need to get in the far right lane because you're about to have to turn right in 1 block.
Yeah, but at that
But
point,
if you
have-
can't see that far ahead, then you turn left and you're in the left lane.
well,
and
if it's
then
1
the
block
traffic's
away,
too heavy.
if it's 1 block away, you can see it though. Like
Okay,
one. Blo-
two blocks.
okay, but then that's far enough
But
for
we're
the
not in
audio
city,
cue.
though. We're driving at least 45 miles per hour.
Right.
I
in this
don't
area.
understand. I don't.
No, I'm on your side, Joe.
I
use
zoom out.
yeah,
and
but
I can-
start navigation.
I did.
Oh, but
And
this
then start driving.
yeah, there goes. It's gonna kick you back in.
I don't know.
I don't. I stopped you. I used to be this. I used to do that exact same thing. I used to want to see the whole thing, and then I realized like all I really have to do is just listen to the
Just
audio
use
cues.
this.
And then you have those turn by turns too that'll
Yeah.
show you upcoming turns as well.
Yeah,
Just use
I don't
that.
like using that.
I'm not the
I don't
biggest.
either.
I'm not the biggest
I'm
fan
just saying.
either. But
But
one last thing.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm on your side though, Joey. I'm on your side.
One last thing though is like
2v2.
Waze was bought by Google, right? And like I appreciate Google Maps for like being like, hey, like if you're going to point A to point B, this is the fastest route.
Yeah.
Like no BS, no nothing. There's no like, and then like if there's traffic, you're still stuck on that route. That's how Google does it. And I kind of appreciate that, but I wish there was a setting where I could be like, hey, like reroute me, dude. There's traffic, reroute me.
I think it does.
But Apple Maps does that.
It's suggested sometimes, but like it's so quick that you can't do it. And then like, I don't know.
Apple Maps does that too now.
I don't know if
they'll do.
Do you use Apple Maps?
Yeah,
all the time.
They give you a selection of fastest route.
Mm-hmm.
They'll show you all the different routes first, and they'll do a fastest route. They'll now announce that what is it? They've announced things now that I've never heard before, but like they'll say, I can't even give an example because I forgot. But
all the latest updates will give you construction, traffic detours, and shit like that ahead.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the latest. That's like in 13.5 or whatever, wherever we're at. 14. What? I don't even know what iOS.
14.5.
Yeah.
Like now we're like reaching summer and there's like construction everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, I use Google Maps on the way to work sometimes just to see like, see what's going on. And then like Google Maps will like show me like fucking like 20 miles of pure fucking red lines and shit, nothing but traffic. And it's like, all right, dude, help me, please help me, please. And it doesn't do anything.
Apple Maps does too is, and I'm sure Google does the same thing. They'll actually, as you're driving, I've noticed that they'll even say, we found a faster route in the middle of your driving.
See, that I've never seen Apple Maps do. My car does that, but I've never seen Apple Maps do that. I've never seen Google Maps do it either.
Yeah.
Google Maps does it, but it's like usually like, it tells you like at like, oh, like your turn's right, like the faster route is like behind you. Like you like the turn's right there to go. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, it's at the last second kind of thing.
Like, oh shit, like here you go, and like it doesn't even help you. In my experience, my route's like really weird.
Yeah.
But like Waze is like better where it's like, okay, like dude, like turn left in like a mile.
I've had a few because I take road trips semi-ish often. And they're always like 720-mile drives.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I'll typically have my car GPS going while I have Google Maps going too, just to compare. Maybe I don't know why I do that, but I have both GPSs going. And a lot of times they'll like give me different routes. And so when it comes to like something like that where there's traffic, my car will say to go through the traffic. And then Google will take me somewhere else around the traffic. And then I'm just sitting there thinking, or maybe it's vice versa, regardless. I'm like, okay, is the one that's telling me to sit through the traffic actually the faster route with how the traffic's moving versus taking this detour? Like, is this making sense? Like, is it just rerouting me so that I don't have to stay paused? Or
you're trying to like, sitting in traffic is like trying to speedrun a game. You're just trying to find all like the little
optimizations. Yeah.
It's all about optimizations. Yeah. And like you're like, oh shit, like no, but like if you do like the wall break or whatever.
Yeah. If you just get in that lane right now and then kick back in, you'll save,
Yeah.
I mean, I use Apple Maps all the time and I get out to my destination on time all the time for my Tinder dates. So that's always a plus.
That's nice.
That was a left turn there. No pun intended.
All right, but I'm happy to hear like, Google's trying new stuff.
Yeah,
and
me
they're not
too.
just like canceling Google Maps.
I love the inside map stuff because when you're in a place and you can't find a freaking map, mall,
especially
airport,
complicated airports.
Yeah, train stations, any of those places that you just don't have that typical familiarity with. That's cool, especially internal navigation with pictures.
Yeah,
that's cool. I can dig that.
And in a lot of places like malls and airports, Google Maps has always been really good at that because they don't have like the AR kind of version where you can hold it up, but you can zoom in and then you can look floor by floor and it'll tell you exactly where things are and where you are in the store. So it's like close, but I do really like what they're doing.
No, that's super cool. I just like I see like those features and stuff and like I'm just like, man, like this is like
cut off.
I'm like, this is very fucking cool. But what about my phone battery, guy?
Yeah.
That's why half my battery, dude, just for like trying to find a toilet.
Here's an idea while you're driving. Plug it in.
I plug it in?
Yeah, you plug it in, and then guess what? It charges
it
while
charges.
the map goes. Okay.
Golly.
There you go.
Just gotta get Apple CarPlay, man. Just bam. I don't know. I like
All right. Next video.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think we worked that one down.
Yeah.
What do we got for what's the next Aaron's clicking all the way around. We were at like 5 minutes and some change.
No, I I know where we were.
You're a liar.
I guess 6 minutes and some change.
Soon, we're launching a new way to look back that we're calling Little Patterns. Little patterns show the magic in everyday moments by
In other words,
identifying
live
not
photo.
so obvious moments and resurfacing them to you. This feature uses machine learning to translate photos into a series of numbers and then compares how visually or
maybe
conceptually
not
similar these images are. When we find a set of 3 or more photos with similarities such as shape or color, we'll surface them as a pattern. When we started testing little patterns, we saw some great stories come to life, like how one of our engineers traveled the world with their favorite orange backpack, or how our product manager, Christy, had a habit of capturing objects of similar shape and color. We also want to bring these moments to life with cutting-edge effects. Last year, we launched cinematic photos to help you relive your memories in a more vivid way. Cinematic moments will take these near-duplicate images and use neural networks to synthesize the movement between image A and image B. We interpolate the photos and fill in the gaps by creating new frames. The end result is a vivid, moving picture. And the cool thing about
they're
this
like
effect
faking
is
live
it can
photo.
work on any pair of images, whether they were captured on Android, iOS, or scanned from a
That's
photo
impressive.
album.
That's
In addition
hard
to
to do.
providing personalized
That's
content
impressive.
to look back on, we also want to give you more control. We heard from you that controls can be helpful for anyone who has been through a tough life event, breakup, or loss. These insights inspired us to give you the control to hide photos of certain people or time periods from our Memories feature. And soon, you'll be able to remove a single photo from a memory, rename the memory, or remove it entirely.
Instead of form following function, what if form followed feeling? Instead of Google Blue, we imagined Material You, a new design that includes you as a co-creator,
SOS.
letting you transform the look and feel of
Oh, okay,
all.
do we want to talk about the picture thing before moving into the new UI?
Real quick, super real quick. The little patterns sounds like such a those
Switch games?
it sounds like those like the bills that Congress passes that are like feed America, but it's like really just like cutting all these things for like the people who need it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Just because they call it like it's such a like a innocent name.
Yeah.
There's no way that's innocent. They're using that for something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know what color backpack you like the most.
And I don't like that they want to know that.
I do.
I don't think it's so much they want to know that. I think what this is an attempt for people to create shit that can go on social media without them actually having to do anything.
No way. No.
They can take a bunch of pictures, it'll stitch them together and create this cinematic like event log and then you can look at my trip to Fiji.
It's exactly what Apple does.
Think about the orange backpack thing that they showed.
Hold on.
Go on.
I'm going to say this. It's both. It's what
Yeah.
Manny's saying and it's what you're saying. It's both.
I think it's more what I'm saying though.
You think it's more?
Yes, but I'm saying is though,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I say it's both, and it's probably even more than that.
I think in Apple's
Probably
case, when
is.
it comes to live photo, it's trying to do that. And I love my Apple shit, and Erin loves live photo, but I am convinced because live photo is on by default that the only purpose of that for the 90% of people that don't even know it's in their phone is to suck up storage space.
Probably.
So they can either get iCloud or they can upgrade their phone. Because a lot of people will buy the newest phone with low storage, and then what do you hear people say all the time? Your thing's going to be full soon. Do you want to get the cloud storage? And then what it'll do, it'll convert your photos, make them the small version, and then upload the cloud version with the full original thing. But I am so convinced that that is one of their purposes for keeping live photo in, making live photo in the first place, and for having it on by default.
Thank God I don't take a lot of pictures.
I know.
My phone's not even close to me.
Yeah, I don't either.
So,
Erin's is all the time.
oh yeah.
Well,
No,
not
it's-
your current phone. Your
Yeah.
your
Kelly.
old phone was.
It's because they all go up to the cloud.
Yeah, well, Kelly takes nothing but pictures of your dog in bark boxes.
She has like probably now over 8,000 photos.
Erin, where are you at for photos? Because that's a lot.
I don't know where my phone is. Otherwise, I would check.
Just you check your iPad. I mean, yeah, just obviously hide your screen, but
Yeah, we don't want to see your search history.
we don't want. No, shoot. I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, you don't have to do that. You just turn the camera off, and I guess so we don't see it.
I have 23,014 photos and 1,600 videos.
Not including the one she's deleted.
Yeah.
not including, which I had to delete a lot of photos back in the day because I didn't have the cloud storage. So yeah.
It's
and
ridiculous.
My phone wasn't backed up at one point.
And it's the same like 6 things too. That's the amazing part because she'll spam the button to make sure she gets the shot. That's what she.
I don't spam the button. I change angles.
Okay. Yeah.
See?
We're just. See, it's gonna be the cat, but the same cat a million times. It's a whole thing.
Do you have a picture of the cat doing something else?
It's a whole thing. Wow, that's funny. Okay, I get that. That's an inside joke. That's funny. It's so there's that, and that's it. There's your memory. But she will take it, and that's her thing, right? I'm not complaining. That's just what she does. But she will take that 80,000 variants of that picture.
Well, yeah, because you never know that you're going to capture the right moment.
God, I mean, from what I can tell, it's the cat eating ice cream, but that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, but he could look.
Done.
Yeah. If it's bad, I can look at it there, and if I'm not satisfied, see, and there's a live photo kicking in. And like I said, that's just what I think. That is I am so certain that is their business play with live photo. Especially because a lot of people don't even know they have it on. Yeah, but Erin, most people don't know that that's even a thing. And then what ends up happening is they take a picture, they send it to me via iMessage, which is now stored on my phone, taking up my space. And then they take a picture. After they take the picture, it's always the same thing, right? Like, hey, I have a problem with this. I'll take a picture, or and then they go like this and they move the phone to get ready to send. So it's like they don't even know they have it. It just took a picture. That's the first 2 frames, and the next frame is them moving it.
I didn't tell you this before we started the podcast. I don't know if anyone else noticed this. This is my first time noticing. Did you notice that in Apple Music, the albums come alive?
Yes.
Yes, they do. They're the parallax. I noticed it's subtle, but they do. The movies do too in the Apple TV app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Apple TV itself and in the things, if you take like the remote and you rub the touchpad with the thumb, there's like a parallax thing. Like the characters are out and they shift. I know it's really cool. I know what you're talking about.
Well, like
unless you're let me
not
see.
On the iPad though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play music, but I think it should.
I'll turn the. I'll turn the.
Here, let me turn it down. This way we don't.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll do it there. Hover your touchpad over. What is this? Hold on, let's see. Because that's pretty cool.
It doesn't do it on the iPad.
Oh, it doesnn. On Apple TV, they did something. They have some system where they have like parallax stuff. It's really cool. And I've seen Alamart do that too. I don't know what I'm gonna get here. Let me just.
Yeah. See.
Well, my Apple Music app just crashed. That's
all your apps by generating.
Okay, all my apps.
See the smoke moving?
Oh, that I have not seen before. That's cool.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Animated. That's pretty. Animated wallpaper art.
I think the artist has to upload that because I've only seen it on a few.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That I haven't seen. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the parallax thing.
No.
Which I'm assuming also has to be uploaded too. But they got some cool shit. But yeah, I don't really care about them. I mean, the technology is cool to stitch 2 pictures together. For video editing, that's amazing. If you're missing a frame, you could, if you have some corrupted frames, you could fix them. But yeah. Anyway. What do we got? What are the
personal material palettes that mix color science with a designer's eye?
Could we start this segment over? Because I don't know what the fuck he was talking about how we're gonna become blue.
He's telling you.
I know, but I missed I don't remember what he said originally. That's what I just want to hear the beginning part.
Instead of Google Blue, we imagined Material U, a new design that includes you as a co-creator.
Okay.
Letting you transform the look and feel of all your apps by generating personal material palettes that mix color science with a designer's eye. A new design that can flex to every screen and fit every device. Your apps adapt comfortably every place you go. Beyond light and dark, a mode for every mood. These selections can travel with your account across every app and every device. Material U comes first to Google Pixel this fall, including all of your favorite Google apps. And over the following year, we will continue our vision, bringing it to the web, Chrome OS, wearables, smart displays, and all of Google's products.
We've overhauled everything, from the lock screen to system settings, revamping the way we use color, shapes, light, and motion. Watch what happens when the wallpaper changes. Like if I use this picture of my kids actually getting along for once. I set it as my background, and voila! The system creates a custom palette based on the colors in my photo. The result is a one-of-a-kind design, just for you. And you'll see it first on Google Pixel in the fall. Starting from the lock screen, the design is more playful with dynamic lighting. Pick up your phone, and it lights up from the bottom of your screen. Press the power button to wake up the phone instead,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and the light ripples out from your touch. Even the clock is in tune with you. When you don't have any notifications, it appears larger on the lock screen, so you know you're all caught up. The notification shade is more intuitive, with a crisp, at-a-glance view of your app notifications, whatever you're currently listening to or watching, and quick settings that give you control over the OS with just a swipe and a tap. And now, you can invoke the Google Assistant by long pressing the power button. And the team also reduced the CPU time of Android's system server by a whopping 22%.
And with Android 12, we're going even further to keep your information safe. To give people more transparency.
Okay. Is that color thing?
doubt that.
What?
What?
What? No, what are you gonna say?
What?
What do you doubt?
What?
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 What? You're gonna get a copyright strike for that.
For what?
Just never mind.
Literally for what? What are we talking about?
All right, so while you think about that, the color thing is cool, but it on phones like this, that shit's not going to appear until like 2024. Android sucks at getting updates. Like, as cool as that is, the people who are watching it, if they're not Pixel people, like, they're waiting for a long ass time. Like,
They're really trying to sell that Pixel.
they are. They want their own. I think they want their own phone with their own service. I think they see the benefit.
Yeah.
Because of the Apple's model.
They need to change the phone design.
Yeah, I don't.
Honestly,
I'm not a fan of what the Pixel looks like.
No.
Yeah.
It's not really. I guess if I was a kid,
Okay.
yeah. But, or if I'm Manny,
Yeah.
I would.
yeah.
But, no, I do not.
Yeah,
like
here we
this.
go. Perfect. You know what it is? It doesn't look.
Hey, wait. Look up the Pixel 6 leak.
Pixel 6 leak?
Yeah, so you guys can see the latest design.
My biggest issue with the Pixel is that it does. It looks like a kid phone. It looks like a kid phone. It doesn't have any elegance. It doesn't have any style.
That's what I just said.
I know. I'm agreeing with you. I'm going on. I literally
looks like that. What's that cloud phone that came out? Nextbit Robin. Yeah, the Nextbit Robin. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Hold on. Next.
You know what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Robin.
Look it up.
Look. Oh, yes, I did see this. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
It looks like that. That's a kid's phone, in my eyes.
Yeah, it is. It looks goofy. It looks goofy. And it's just, and like the Pixel pictures have been phenomenal.
You know, I'm gonna laugh.
Huh.
If we get comments saying, "Can you do a review on the Pixel?"
I mean, if that's what the people want, that's what the people want.
I know, but we're talking all this smack, and then all of a sudden, can you do a review of the Pixel?
Dude, it's funny, right? Because I get more clicks on iPhone 11 and iPhone 12 than I will on the Galaxy Note 10, which was wildly popular. It's without doing a shit ton of Android phones, it's hard to get that searchability. But the iPhone 11 is the iPhone 11. You type that into search, that's it. You know what phone you're talking about. It's better. First of all, they need to drop the G. It style points wise, it doesn't do it.
Yeah, but that phone's a G.
It's not though, because a G would dress better. It's
a baby G.
The technology in it is amazing, and I love the fact of stock Android being a thing. Stock Android's amazing. No bloatware, no bullshit. But that looks.
I mean, I don't think it's half bad.
Do you like that style?
I wouldn't use it because of the colors. It's not my thing. It reminds me of Pokemon, and it also reminds me of MKBHD. I don't know why it makes me think of him, but it looks like a phone that he would have.
It does, and I could see his thumbnail with it too.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
This is no offense to you, MKHB, just in case you are listening.
MKBHD.
Yeah, it's no offense to you. Just putting it out there. No offense.
What?
Oh yeah, no.
No offense. Why would that be offense? I thought you were gonna have a follow up.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something.
Is there more to him?
No. I'm just saying there's no offense because the way it came across.
Oh, I don't know how it's gonna come across. We'll probably.
Well, I had previously just said that I liked it, and then said I think it's something that MKBHD would
you're
have.
now making this weird.
I said I
now
like
it's
it.
coming across a little fucked up. You're now making it weird. Why? Because he's a tech nerd. That's why. Is that
You know
why?
what? Fuck that guy. How about that?
MKBHD's a good guy.
No, I know. I like him. He's a nice guy.
You like him so much you couldn't even remember.
Have you seen his iPad review? The iPad review did?
He got the new one already?
He's had it. Yeah, the iPad reviews came out Monday or Tuesday.
I'm still waiting.
I know you're still waiting. So we have a special announcement for the main channel. So Joey is getting the.
We already made this announcement.
Did we already make this announcement? We did. We did. Okay. Well, I'm going to make it again because only one person saw that podcast so far. So, and I think it was Manny, and he clicked. No. So yeah, we're going to be doing. This is. I don't even know what the title of this episode is going to be called, but I want to base it off of the fact that fucking thing keeps playing somehow. We will be doing Joey will be doing his first incomplete review on the main channel. You can find all the links in the description or go to completeincircuit.com if you're listening via audio and Spotify or whatever. So when that thing comes in, be on the lookout for that. It'll be very exciting to see what he can do. We're going to book probably a few days and just have a camera aimed at him until we get all the right few seconds of shots to make a full 10-minute video. So,
or you can follow me at Joe Completing the Circuit.
You're just at Joe.
That's my new YouTube page, Joe Completing the Circuit.
Completing the Joe.
Completing the Joe.
Completing the Joe.
With a cup of Joe.
With a cup of Joe. Yeah. Completing the Joe.
With a cup of Joe.
Are we trademarked yet? I'm gonna sue his ass. No? Okay then. But yeah, so that's fun stuff. But anyway, we'll get back into this. But cool, I do love the color palette thing, because getting a good color palette is really hard to do.
It doesn't matter to me, you can't tell.
Yeah, that's true. It's nothing for Joey. Anyway.
I wish you could choose your own though.
You can. I think you can.
They made it seem like the color palette is chosen based off of your wallpaper.
That is a way it can do it. But from what he said, it sounds like you can pick a color and it will thematically pick your darks and your highlights and your lowlights based off of that color.
Well, that's what I thought at first too, until he did the wallpaper thing.
Most people. I'm just good. Yeah, I'm just assuming most people would just want to do it off of their
Apple
wallpaper.
Should take notes.
Yeah, the Mac OS kind of does that. You could pick a picture, and it could also do one off of your wallpaper to kind of stylize some stuff in Mac OS. But yeah, anyway, I agree.
We've created a new privacy dashboard that shows you what type of data was accessed and when. This dashboard reports on all the apps on your phone, including all of your Google apps. And we've made it really easy to revoke an app's permission directly from the dashboard. We've also added an indicator to make it clear when an app is using your camera or microphone. But let's take that a step further. If you don't want any apps to access the microphone or camera, even if you've granted them permission in the past, we've added 2 new toggles in quick settings, so you can completely disable those sensors for every app. Android's private compute core enables things like Now Playing, which tells you what song is playing in the background, and Smart Reply, which suggests responses to your chats based on your personal reply patterns.
Wait.
And there's more to come.
Hold on. So she just did a whole thing on if you want to turn the microphone off for all your apps, you could just do this, which is cool, right? But then she goes into talking about a service that involves your microphone constantly listening to everything that's playing, and if it hears a song, I don't know. I just found that, I know they cut it that way, and I'm sure there might have been a transition thing, but it hit my ear weird. Anyway. Sorry, I needed to say that.
Later this year.
So
all of the sensitive audio and language processing happens exclusively on your device. And like the rest of Android, Private Compute Core is open source. It's fully inspectable and verifiable by the security community.
With a single tap, you can unlock and sign into your Chromebook when your phone is nearby.
Did we want to talk about that or keep going?
I did want to talk a little bit about the privacy thing. What is everybody's thoughts here on like apps tracking your stuff? I know Facebook's been making a bit of a hubbub about Apple now saying, hey, just so you know, this app is going to track your shit. Oh boy, Manny's bringing it in.
It's good, but I'll stick on Team Apple for now because sorry.
What the hell was that?
We touched feet.
Oh my!
Lactose.
You guys got to get married now.
I know, but Apple's like the only one that like doesn't have a foot in a foot.
He's gonna look at him like that. Yeah, say your whole thought to him.
a foot in the advertising game. That's the only reason why they're pulling all this. If Apple was advertising, if they made money from advertisements, they wouldn't be like all privacy centered and all that stuff.
Look at me when you're talking to me, all right?
Okay.
All right, fair.
But don't you agree though?
Well,
because Google has something to gain from.
Oh yeah, Google makes billions off of their ads that they put on their search. I would say because Apple does provide advertiser IDs for apps, which basically allows the tracking element. Because you get a unique ID that's anonymously assigned to you. They can't point it to you, but with enough resources, you could figure out who it is. But that's neither here nor there. You could reset that ID. But that's how you can see served ads in apps, is that advertiser thing. So now I think what Apple's basically doing is saying this app wants to use that advertiser ID, and that's my guess. I haven't looked into it, but my guess is that they're triggering it off of that and saying this app's going to try to see what you're doing, and so if you want to do that, that's fine, or not. But the reason they do that is so you can tailor shit. Like if you go online and you view some watches, and then you go on Facebook and it's like there's a bunch of watches. That's the shit that's going to stop.
The only thing that I care about when it comes to privacy is I want to know what it is they're tracking about me, because I don't mind them tracking what I'm doing for advertising purposes or to see how I'm using the website. Because like I'm going to get ads regardless. So if the ads are personalized to me, they're just going to be more fun for me to see. Plus all of my ads that I see on Facebook are just articles. So that's a lot more fun for me than something that has nothing to do with me. But the only time I would care about my privacy settings would be knowing for a fact if I'm going to be caught in some type of data leak or they're using it for the wrong purpose or something.
I agree.
I want them to track me every time I go in the shower, when I use the bathroom.
They do.
Good. And I want them to see me.
I don't think they don't want to do that.
Oh, but I want them to.
Just specifically you, they turn that off. It was when I was streaming Resident Evil 8.
Can you imagine the faces that they would have?
Oh god, yeah. That would be you'd be breaking more phones than a it said like, so I guess games are now starting to collect your use data. And I thought to myself when that happened, is like, you know what? I don't give a shit if they're collecting it, if they're using it to make their product better.
Yeah.
But the second that they're going to do it to sell the data to make money off of the things that I'm doing so they can try to serve me, that's where I don't like it. Because it's like, especially if I buy something, and I did that whole ads rant a while ago, right? Like I bought that TV, or you buy an Xbox, or you buy Windows. You hit the start button. What do you see? You see fucking ads. But you still had to buy the product, right? The Hulu model worked a long time ago. You don't pay, you get ads. You do pay, you don't get ads. And any data collection should be used to improve the service itself. And that's just me. Like, that's fine. Track all you want, but don't like do like weird content monitoring shit so you can then sell ads in other apps in your stupid smart menu thing on your TV. Like, we subsidize the price. Yeah, but you know what? You don't give me fucking updates to the TV that you totally can. Like, it's just that it's that shit. Like, use that to improve the product that I bought. And that's it. That's as far as tracking goes for me. As far as ads go, no. The personalized ad thing is just annoying because they're making money off of something that I paid for. If I didn't pay for it, it's free, fine. Do all the tracking you want. That's the way you make money. That's your business model. But I already fucking paid you. Don't make more money off of me using the thing that I bought. That's just how I see it. That's just me. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that.
I'm good.
No, you're good. Everyone, okay, cool. I said something. Yay, good. Got a good agreement there. Joey's still going to tell me to go fuck myself, but you know what? That's okay. That's completing the circuit. That's what we do here, right, Joey?
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No.
No?
Anything you say, I don't agree. Next.
Give me
Next.
Give me time on that.
Chat notifications from apps on your phone are right there in Chrome OS. And soon, if you want to share a picture, one click, and you can access your phone's most recent photos. To keep movie night on track, we're building TV remote features directly into your phone.
Okay, Apple said that forever.
You can use voice search or even type with your phone's keyboard. We're also really excited to introduce support for digital car key. Car key will allow you to lock, unlock, and start your car, all from your phone. It works with NFC and ultra-wideband technology, making it super secure and easy to use. And if your friend needs to borrow your car, you can remotely and securely share your digital key with them. Car key is launching this fall. with select Google Pixel and Samsung Galaxy smartphones. And we're working with BMW and others across the industry to bring it to their upcoming cars. That was a quick...
Okay, my thing's quick. I would never trust an Android phone with that feature.
Yep.
I would never trust an Apple phone. It's already kind of a little sketchy, but if I had to, I would never in a million years. And not because
they're so hackable.
It's just it's a more open platform, and they will. It's gotten better. It's gotten better. Android is not the faulty out. It's not nearly as bad as it was a long time ago, and their quality control has gotten better. But it's still one of those things. If they're going to target, if someone wants to steal a bunch of cars and they're going to target a platform and they can only target one, they're going to pick Android. So that's why I'm not going to do it. But that's just me. That's all I have to say on that one. But I mean, it's, I'm loving the tech. Just not on that.
Look at Android 12, which will launch this fall. But you can check out many of these features in the Android 12 beta. Today, let's go beyond the phone to what we believe is the next evolution of mobile computing. The smartwatch. First, building a unified platform jointly with Samsung, focused on battery life, performance, and making it easier for developers to build great apps for the watch.
Is it, or is that sarcasm?
No,
a whole new consumer experience, including updates to your favorite Google apps. And third, a world-class health and fitness service created by the newest addition to the Google family, Fitbit. As the world's largest OS, we have a responsibility to build for everyone. But for people of color, photography has not always seen us as we want to be seen.
Whoa,
even in
hold
some
on.
of our own Google
What
products.
the fuck?
Don't forget it's cut.
To make
I know, but that's a
smartphone
weird cut.
photography truly for everyone, we've been working with a group of industry experts to build a more accurate and inclusive camera.
So far, we've partnered with a range of different expert image makers who've taken thousands of images to diversify our image data sets, helped improve the accuracy of our auto white balance and auto exposure algorithms, and given aesthetic feedback to make our images of people of color more beautiful and more accurate.
Although there's still much to do, we're working hard to bring all of what you've seen here and more to Google Pixel this fall.
We were all grateful to have video conferencing over the last year. It helped us stay in touch with family and friends and kept businesses and schools going. But there is no substitute for being together in the room with someone.
Oh boy, here it is.
So several years ago, we kicked off a project to use technology to explore what's possible. We call it Project Starline. First, using high-resolution cameras and custom-built depth sensors, we capture your shape and appearance from multiple perspectives, and then fuse them together to create an extremely detailed, real-time 3D model. The resulting data is huge, many gigabits per second. To send this 3D imagery over existing networks, we developed novel compression and streaming algorithms that reduce the data by a factor of more than 100. And we have developed a breakthrough light field display that shows you the realistic representation of someone sitting right in front of you in 3 dimensions. As you move your head and body, our system adjusts the images to match your perspective. You can talk naturally, gesture, and make eye contact. It's as close as we can get to the feeling of sitting across from someone. We have spent thousands of hours testing it in our own offices, and the results are promising. There's also excitement from our lead enterprise partners. We plan to expand access to partners in healthcare and media. Thank you for joining us today. Please enjoy the rest
Holy shit on that last part.
Wait, so did he say exactly how it works as far as like, are you wearing Google glasses, or that kind of looked like it was a mirror?
It's just 3D. It's a bunch of, it seems like it's a camera and 3D mapping sensors and stuff like that that can basically recreate you as a 3D model in real time, and then
yes, where does the 3D model come from? That's what I'm asking.
It generates
do you see it?
You see it on a 2D screen.
On a phone, on a TV?
I'm not entirely sure. It didn't seem like he said it. I'm more fascinated by the fact that they can real time render a high resolution model of something from a fucking camera, compress it down, and then send it in real time to a target machine. That is cool.
Well, how does that become different than just doing a video chat?
I don't know.
Does this mean if I have a Google phone, I can literally just project a 3D model of someone sitting on my couch?
Maybe it's like an AR thing.
Because they just said it's like them sitting with you on the couch.
I guess maybe it's like an AR thing. Maybe
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it could be. The skin tone thing was very interesting. I'm glad they're doing that because that's a big problem in the software industry.
Mm-hmm.
It is overwhelmingly white, and so the ones who are testing the software for the image recognition stuff often have their data overrepresented. And the problem in skin tones, it's harder. Your dynamic range has to be a lot tighter in order to be able to get those expressions. I'm really happy they're doing that stuff so the pictures come out the way that we see them.
Here's a fucked up thought that I just had. It's gonna be kind of fucked up. I'm just gonna warn people right now.
I'm not racist, but
no
trigger warning.
No.
Joey's going to speak.
No, there's nothing about race.
Okay.
What it was about is the 3D thing. I wonder if you could actually take a picture of, let's say, someone you lost, generate it, and even though there wouldn't be a voice,
and then use the AI to voice them.
Yeah,
AI to voice them, and then the fucking live photo to animate them.
I wonder if there's,
and then use the live photo. Yeah, it's.
You're right. No, you're right.
So
it's crazy.
It
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Looks like this is a booth.
Oh, okay. So it'll generate a 3D. Oh, so it's a thing you buy.
I don't know if you buy it. It says the booth contains more than a dozen depth sensors, 65-inch light field display. There's a bench to sit on. Right now, the system is very big. It's an entire booth. It is custom built with highly specialized equipment. So it's available in a few of Google's offices and plans on testing the tech with business partners later in the year. Oh, so that's when he said healthcare and media is two industries that they'd be seeking feedback. It's probably going to be one of those things that's like you go to a doctor's office or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound like it's something that's meant to be used for the home.
Okay. I mean, it eventually though, I can see a scenario where it's like you can have on your coffee table, a box, and then it projects a 3D model of the person you're talking to. I don't know who's seen Silicon Valley, but there's that scene where Gavin Belson was doing the holographic telephone thing, and it was really funny. That's what that made me think of.
You have holographic stuff, like they already did Tupac.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And stuff like that, but
so maybe they could.
This is different.
Yeah. Yeah, this is real time.
Yeah.
Which is creepy.
So if you have, that's fucked
so much
up.
poof.
Because if you actually have recording of the person's voice,
yeah,
you can recreate that person and basically.
They have AI that does that.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's on a phone.
Yeah, it's going to get to that point.
It's
a little scary.
I don't know if it's scary. It's one of those things where it's just like.
Well, no, the only reason I say it's scary is because you can have people like not hacking, but using that kind of technology to fake FaceTimes with people. Like, somebody could fake FaceTime you and pretend to be like your wife or something, and then say, "Hey, I forgot the credit card. Can you get me the credit card number?" And they can see your face, so they just assume that you're their real wife.
Yeah.
They would have no reason to doubt it.
There's a video I want to do on that kind of spoofing. It's a whole thing with the recreation of reality digitally to the point where computers can do it so accurately humans can't tell the difference. The only way to combat that, outside of having a skeptical mind, like this doesn't seem right, let me check, is more bots that have the ability to look at the little mistakes, because it's never as good, right? You can use whatever visual effects, whatever Photoshop you want, but if you get the image or the sound exactly the way that it needs to be, like that source origin of the stuff, that's hard to basically take other shit and get to that.
The dude that does deep fakes of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that stuff's so creepy, man.
Right?
I can't. That is so fucking creepy. Because it's like him.
I know.
It looks, and he even does the smile.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really creepy.
But every time I see Tom Cruise, I think of Tiny Tom Cruise
from Family Guy. I think of that too. What are your thoughts, Manny? We do a lot of talking here, but Mr. Big Voice now. On any of this stuff. I mean, we've basically finished the conference, but we'll
I'm excited about the smartwatch stuff, the wearables.
Yeah.
So I feel like Google's like been super lacking. Even with Fitbit, they're like kind of bad. And like now that like Google and Samsung are combining forces finally to hopefully provide like a dope wearable that doesn't slow down after a couple of years, would be amazing.
You feel like your Apple Watch has slowed down?
It hasn't. No, it hasn't. I'm just saying, like, I feel like, and this is just like BS. This is me assuming, but I feel like Android stuff like slows down after a couple of years. You know, that's how all my Android phones worked in the past, and that's how I imagine the watches work too. So like, if they could just, you know, Google, Samsung work together.
You know, I was thinking about, again, another video, but I haven't figured out if it's something I want to do because it would require some investment. But you guys tell me if you think this is a good idea. So from the software side, I've always wondered, like, this has happened. Tell me if this has happened to you, right? Let's say you just bought the iPhone 6, right? Not like the OG iPhone, but just you bought an iPhone. It felt fast. It felt good. And then over time, it feels slower. You factory reset it. Maybe it speeds it up a little bit, but there's still like this hunking thing. My thought is this. They build the specs, the hardware specs, to do what it does. They add new features to it, and those new features use up more cycles, which is not obsolescence, right? Because all they're doing is saying your phone can run these features, but the act of having them run it all, adding little bit by little bit overall over time seems. So has anybody experienced that? You know what I'm talking about?
I get what you're saying. My thought has always been this: they program when you get a phone, they program the stuff inside to start slowing down. Not with the updates. They have they program and set up a date or maybe the year on when the phone's going to start slowing down.
Somebody would find that. Somebody would have found that though.
I don't know.
It's just because I thought I've had that thought too.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that, like, I mean, you have iFixit that tears the things apart. They look at these things under microscopes. If there was something to be found, they're going to find it, because if someone can bring that out and sue Apple and do a takedown of this or a takedown of that.
You know what I'm surprised, and I know I'm not trying to get off topic. It just never dawned on me until now when you just said they could sue Apple. What I'm surprised that no one has done is sued Apple for their MacBook processing their thermal paste jobs.
Well,
and the reason is because they're in there. If you look it up, there's a big outcry about it that because I actually opened mine up, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at the thermal paste job. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible, where I was surprised the chip didn't fry. So, and that's not just my MacBook. It was actually a lot of other people's MacBooks where they actually opened these up. And sure enough, the thermal paste job was horrible, where everyone was surprised that their chip wasn't fried.
Well, it would, if it's an Intel chip, it has a seize moment when it hits a certain temperature, it'll kill itself.
Right.
That's a thermal protection trigger thing for numerous reasons. It'll do that.
But it still damages the chip. That's what I'm sure.
Not necessarily. No, even Linus did a test on this. He took a bunch of graphics cards from Bitcoin miners that they basically run these GPUs full speed all the time, and some of them running for like 4 years. And he bought them on eBay. They ran just fine. Like, their benchmark performance was no different than a new one. It's kind of like binary. It either works or it doesn't. Now, extreme heat can cause degradation over time, but that's if it goes past the limit. And there's a lot of triggers and stuff like that to stop it from going there. I do know that Apple has had a lot of thermal issues in the past. Their previous MacBooks from 2017, 2018 were really bad. People had to there was all these videos, people putting them in the fridge and seeing their clocks go up. But, no, I wanted to get it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So does anybody know what I'm talking about though? Like you bought a phone and you remember it being snappy and fast and responsive when you first got it. And then no matter what the phone is, right?
I always thought that it was because the phone that when you first get it, it feels really fast and stuff like that. And yeah, you reset it, it never feels as fast. But I always figured that's just because the phone that I previously had was not as fast, and then I got used to it. And so even restarting, taking everything off the phone, it's kind of like trying to chase that first high and you can just never get it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And
I just always figured it was a comparison thing from the get-go.
I think it's mostly just a it's mostly just a battery thing, but also it kind of makes me mad because it's Apple every year. at like at their conference, iPhone conference. They're like, it's like 10 times faster than last year's model. It's like the most powerful thing we ever created. I'm like, dude, if it's so powerful, it should last at least 5 years.
But that's my thought. And that's why I want to do a video on this, but it would require a little bit of investment. But you guys tell me if you think this is a good idea. What I would love to do is buy basically, let's say 2 iPhone 6s, brand new, right out of the box. Update one of them to the most modern operating system, and then, or maybe particular ones, like we'll find a download, right? So if it starts in iOS 7, we'll go to 8, then we'll go to 9, and then compare the speeds, even though they're brand new phones, and we'll see if there's a degradation. Because my theory is this: as they add more features and functions to it, that's what slows down the phone. So the selling point is, well, if you get an Apple device, you can, you'll get updates longer, and that's true. But the fact of getting those updates means you get features, which is what you want from your fucking updates. But the act of getting those features is what slows the phone down. Like adding Siri and adding new shit that Siri can do is going to slow down your Siri performance because you just don't have that chip. So what I think is happening is your apps and services and stuff like that. And don't forget that your apps are going to use that too. You buy a new phone, the apps aren't just going to stay. Facebook's not just going to keep using the performance it's using. It's like, well, now we can use all this performance. So they're gonna start reaching into that.
But
so you never have that overhead.
So I get what you're saying, but the newer iPhones, there hasn't, to me, been that big of a speed change.
Yeah, but you don't keep your old phones. I have all my old phones, and I notice a difference. My iPhone 6 runs like shit compared to when I first got it, and that's the one that had the thermal thing, but I turned that off. And it still doesn't, I do not remember it ever feeling that way. And so that's why I'm saying maybe we can do a video where we do an experiment to see if there's any plausibility to it.
You could buy brand new iPhone 6s for how much?
Let's take a look. They got to be, in order for a fair test, they got to be new.
Right.
Let me take a look on, but I mean, would you guys be interested in a video like that? Do you think that would be interesting if there was something to be found that's presuming something?
I don't know, but the only drawback is that
would you 6S? Because that one has
it's an iPhone 6S, and I don't know if a lot of people would use your findings on the iPhone 6S to the newer iPhone. You know what I mean?
It's just to prove the theory to see if there's if it's worth looking into more for newer phones. It's an old enough phone that's supported by recent enough.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, and if we have 2 brand new ones,
I mean, why wouldn't it? The thing is, why wouldn't people be interested? I mean, like I told you, there's people that play freaking Wii or Nintendo, and they have tons of people watching their videos.
Okay, $168, $150, brand new, sealed. I can get for $300. I can get 2 6Ss to make this video. Would that be something?
I would watch it. I would, yeah.
Because I write code. So from my perspective, I see it that way, and I want to see if the OS is what slows it down.
I believe that it'd be interesting. Here's the other thing: even if the video doesn't get a lot of views, it answers your question.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and you get to do that experiment. You have that satisfaction of that experiment yourself.
Here we go. I can buy 2, $147 each. Okay, we'll talk about this after the show. That might be a video that's going to come out. So check out the main channel and subscribe to see that, because I have a funny feeling, and I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the fucking time, more often than I like to admit. Something deep down just feels.
I think you're right.
Even my iPad Pro,
because there are people that always complain. I mean, their phones slow down.
Yeah, and even if they turn off the battery thing, there's something, and that's the only thing that changes. Even if you do a factory reset, it still never feels that way. Now, obviously, comparing the latest and greatest to an iPhone 6S, you're different hardware.
Right.
But if we have 2 phones that
the same phone.
Right. Exactly. They may not perform as fast as this, but that's not the point. Does once as we update it from update to update to update.
Yeah.
So we can take it, right? They're brand new, and then we update it, factory reset it, do all that shit. Boom. Now it's fresh. And now, is it a little slower? I don't know. We'll do the next one and the next one. And we can get like numbers, and this is gonna be a fun project. Okay. You people subscribe. And we're gonna do this. This will be a good one. Manny, you want to be in that video? We can do it as a group. That might be a fun
Sure.
Wow.
Aaron, I was gonna ask you to be in the video because we're gonna need you in the video, and then also camera person, and you're the best camera person I know. See, she's running the cameras right now. She did that. You see how she flipped the camera from me to whoever it was from, and then back? That's Aaron's camera work. Anyway, we're gonna do a video on that. That's the end of that. And then I know we said we were going to take our break after the Microsoft story, but we kind of ran with the Google I/O thing for a while. Do we want to? Let's go ahead and take it now. So we will be back, and we're back,
and we're back,
and we're back,
and we're back.
Okay, never going to get that back. So
We're back.
we dug a little bit deep into the Google stuff, but I think we got a lot of talking points figured out, or we got a lot of talking points out from that. So we're going to run through. Yeah, we covered. Thank you. We covered a lot. So we're going to run through these stories relatively quick, but they're kind of small. So good episode. So the first one we have here, Aaron, I'm going to take this one just because it's so close to my heart. Microsoft's finally retiring the worst browser to ever exist, Internet Explorer, in 2022.
Woohoo!
I know we've all probably used this browser at some point or another.
I'm very sad.
You're sad? Why are you sad?
Because it won't make other people suffer.
Because it won't make other people suffer. Okay.
How many people even use Internet Explorer anymore?
Nobody.
They don't anymore.
We go to
Yeah,
Chrome.
because they started that like Edge thing, right?
Yeah. That
Internet
thing's garbage
Edge
too.
Explorer.
Yeah, they went to Edge.
That thing's garbage.
It's
I heard
yeah.
it's better.
Chrome.
It is a good browser. So I actually started
Firefox.
migrating all of my work stuff to an Edge browser because for work we use Microsoft, so it just makes sense for like SharePoint and Word and all that other crap. So far so good. I don't like the data collection shit they're trying to do because Microsoft's trying to get in on that, and they're having a hard time with it. But I mean, overall, it is a much easier browser. One of the things that was the awful thing about Internet Explorer, those developing websites, it used a completely different rendering engine. So when you wrote code, Firefox and Chrome, it looked more or less the same. And the way that you would experience it, most web developers use the development tools inside of those browsers. So that's what they use to build websites. Second, you go to Internet Explorer, totally different. Fucked up, botched, Picasso, fonts didn't work, stuff didn't load. You needed specific code for different versions of Internet Explorer.
So you just need to get.
It was a nightmare. It wasn't about getting good. It was about getting rid of this thing.
You need to get good.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore because they're getting rid of it. So I'm very excited for that one. And I'm sure a lot of people are because that browser sucks.
I'm going to write a detailed letter of why they should keep it.
Yeah, good luck with that. They're not going to keep it because.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that Chrome and Firefox are very similar, right?
Yes.
Okay, so real quick, explain to me why there are so many things that work on like Chrome and other things, but they don't work on Firefox.
Well, I mean, there's numerous. Are you talking about like a web page, or are you talking about like extensions and stuff?
So the specific thing I'm talking about is my company had a guy create a like portal for us.
Yeah.
And it works on pretty much everything but Firefox. And so like why would it not work on Firefox if it works just fine on Chrome?
So they're not. So Firefox and Chrome aren't the same thing. A long time ago, Apple made the WebKit, like Chromium web browser stuff, which is what Safari uses, and then that's what Chrome uses. Firefox uses something called Gecko. So that's the thing, like the engine that renders your web page. And while Firefox and Chrome are more similar than stupid Edge's Trident engine or whatever, not Edge. Edge uses Chromium now.
Explorer.
Internet Explorer, and I think it was called Trident. Which is horrible, but that'll be the reason why it renders differently. So like when you have a Chromium-based browser, it's going to render the same. Like it's using the same code to render the same HTML. But Firefox does it a little bit different.
So it's not that Firefox and Chrome are the same. They're just a lot closer than Internet Explorer is to all the other ones.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
You could usually get away with, in most cases, if you made something for Firefox, if you developed a web page in Firefox, it would do really well in Chrome. If you did it in Chrome, you might get some oddities in Firefox, but for the most part, it would be all right.
Okay.
Internet Explorer, though, it was just...
So just start coding in Firefox and you'll be fine.
No, you just use Chrome. Their developer tools are way better.
It's easier. But I'm saying if someone has to.
I mean, yes, if you had to, yeah.
Firefox.
Yeah. You can also use Safari too, which is surprisingly good. No, I'm going to correct you.
No.
So, next story.
Okay,
Or
real
not.
quick. The application will be retired and go out of support June 15th of 2022 for certain versions of Windows 10.
Certain versions.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
What the fuck does that mean? No, get rid of all of them.
No.
It will be gone completely by the end of 2022.
Okay.
So if you're using it now, make sure that you start using something else before it disappears on you and you lose any saved passwords. If it even does that, I don't know what it does.
You know what? You're staring at me weird and it's freaking me out. You know what I also wish Microsoft would do? Get rid of 32-bit operating systems. That shit is somehow still a thing. And I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but...
Do you have anything to input, Manny, or are you just going to keep scrolling up and down,
Yeah, what are you doing on that? That's company property.
You don't want to know what he's doing on that.
Yeah.
There's things about blue waffles again. And
We're not doing that. We are not going down that route. Okay. the next big thing, and I'm excited for it, kind of. Erin, you want me to run through the story, or do you want to run through it?
Sorry, I was taking notes.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, you run through this because
Okay.
I don't get audio like you do. So
Okay, so Apple Music is getting Hifi lossless audio streaming. Does everybody know what that is?
No.
Does everybody know what that means?
No.
Manny, do you know what that means? Lossless.
Kinda.
Okay.
I feel lossless.
So very short summary. You know how like when you have a JPEG and it's really shitty quality, it has like these weird artifacty. It's an image.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And don't stereotype the Southerners like that.
You haven't seen that video?
No, I have not.
First of all,
I'm
this is
not
completing the circuit, not complete the video.
completing the meme. Anyway, so in things like MP3s and stuff like that, they do a bunch of compression crap, which gets rid of a lot of the extra stuff that's not as important.
So they had fake filler to blend them together.
It's not so much fake filler.
Like
So there's a lot of noises that get recorded in microphones that the human ear that either doesn't hear it or can't hear it. So all that data is in the track, and it can get stripped out. If you've ever heard an MP3 that's been like super compressed, so it's really, really small, it sounds tinny and weird. That's because it's stripped out even more audio. So when you're doing lossless stuff, it's basically like there's no loss in quality. So you get compression with all the detail preserved. It must be able to recreate the original music file. So this is really cool because now, you get higher quality music. I think the bit rate that they use right now is fine for most people. I don't think they're going to notice a difference. But what's weird is the HomePod's not going to support it. And that to me, especially the little one, I can understand. The little one doesn't have all the speakers and stuff like that, but the big one should be able to do it. There shouldn't be any problems with the big HomePod being able to run that thing. I know they're not making them anymore, but that just seems goofy. And then, go ahead.
Sorry. So because I see that it says that the Hifi streaming will feature numbers and then or standard CD quality audio.
Yeah.
But from like what I have used in the past and everything I've listened to, like I play music off of Apple Music now, and I don't think it sounds any different than a CD that I listen to. So like, what do you need to actually experience the high qualityness of Hifi?
So,
because like to me, it all sounds pretty much the same.
If you listen to them back to back, you would notice some differences. It just depends on the song too. It depends on what things are getting stripped out and which ones aren't. When it's lossless, it's really nice if you have some really premium speakers, things that can reproduce that stuff. And for people who are just hardcore audiophiles, I'm on the same boat as you. I don't think 99% of people are going to care or even know that this feature exists. And even for the ones that do, they're not going to have speakers that are going to be able to even take advantage of it. And even if they did, there's still a small portion of them that are even going to be able to notice a difference. Nothing, not a CD. It doesn't matter how good your CD quality is. Nothing beats the record, the phonograph, right? The OG needle and record turntable style.
Okay, let me share my video.
Okay, that just
is
wow.
it appropriate?
Yeah.
We're just taking a
Is this like
hardcore
off topic?
Wait, the Apple TV just disappeared from my list. Oh, there.
You're looking for podcast.
Oh,
you're sharing it to somebody else. There's a neighbor, so they just got a thing. I don't know if we're gonna get audio. Is the other problem? But
you don't know.
Do you have that in the YouTube app?
Yeah.
Let
me try.
Yeah, we can try it. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah. So because the way the Apple TV works.
Wait, mine was working.
Yes, but you were doing it through the browser.
Let me do the browser.
No, earlier when we tested it from the.
Oh, yeah, I can unplug the Apple TV. I mean, we can, here. You know what we'll do? This is what we'll do.
No, let me just do it from the browser.
Okay, but it may have broken the audio. It's a weird thing. I got to fix it. I'm going to play it right here. Is it a popular meme? What's it called?
I got it.
Okay, he's got it. Let's see if he can get it. Yeah, see, it's not going to get.
Way to go, Manny.
All right. It's called "Do I Look Like I Know What a JPEG Is?"
Do I?
And then look for the 6-second one.
Okay, 6-second one. So King of the Hill.
Yes.
Here it is.
Way off topic.
I know what a JPEG is.
Hold on.
Just want.
Let me start it over here.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
No, but it's 6-second one, dude.
That is the 6-second one. That's literally, it says 6 seconds.
And it's, let me see.
It says 6 seconds. It's the same one that you were just showing. So 6 seconds. See?
I look like I know what a JPEG is. I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
That's funny. And I've probably seen that episode because I love King of the Hill, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture.
What the fuck was that?
That's the one.
7.8 million views.
Oh, that's why the quality of the video started looking so bad, not because it fit into the. I see.
So
I see.
To summarize, lossless audio has no compression. However, nothing is ever going to beat the old school record player because it's not digital. It's recorded with the waveform, so the needle actually moves the way that the sound is formed. Yeah. And the CD is still bits, so it doesn't matter. You can increase your recording resolution, all that stuff. But yeah, so it's going to be supported on the AirPods Max, but not when plugged in. So only digitally.
How does that work?
I don't know. Probably because of
they're not going to be supported on anything until June.
Well, yeah, they're not going to release it. They'll probably announce it with whatever their iOS update is that's coming out, the iOS 15 or whatever this year.
It's just weird that they would announce on this now.
I don't know. I think it's dumb to not have that on that. Like, of all the things to have it on, put it on your iMac, your MacBook, all that stuff like that. That's fine, right? You can plug those into premium speakers. But on that's weird to not have that there on the HomePod.
Would be able to tell the difference.
Well, yeah, but that's his. You know what? I don't care. So, but that's cool. I'm interested, and they're not going to increase prices, which I think is the best move for such a small.
Because apparently a lot of other people have.
Good. That's a good thing to keep it there. That's a good thing. Anyway, so what do we have for our? You're not sharing on the screen.
We got the whole world in our hands. We got.
Here we go. This is the one. Crypto investors scheme to gain control of Tesla as Bitcoin market tanks. So Elon Musk's basically denounced Bitcoin, saying that the environmental impact of all the miners and the electricity they use is too great for him to be a supporter of it. So he dipped out. So Tesla will no longer be accepting Bitcoin. And that nerfed the price of Bitcoin. Like, he was their big way up. And people are saying, like, this is a problem. Money should not fluctuate just because one guy has an opinion on it. And now people are starting to road to fucking Pluto. What the hell? So anyway, people are coming up with a big old plan to take him down. And my concern is, well, I mean, those Redditors were able to do all the shit they did with GameStop. Now you're going to fuck with all these Bitcoin people who are committed to it like a religion.
Listen.
Here we go. This is what I was waiting for.
Bitcoin does not need Elon Musk. Elon Musk needs Bitcoin.
Oh my god!
So are you a Bitcoin supporter, Manny?
Yeah, I invested in some stuff, but
that sounds shady.
It's investing, dude.
What do you think of it as a currency? Because I'm neutral on it. Like, what are your thoughts on it as the future of currency?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think, like, I honestly think that with how much money people are making off of this, the government's going to come in and, like, regulate the hell out of it. Because
they can't. That's the thing. You can't because of its very nature. But the internet, it works off of the internet. So you'd have to regulate the internet to stop it from happening. And in which case, it's still difficult. Like,
no, but they can. Because if you look at Coinbase and, like, how not Coinbase, but, like, how they regulate the exchanges. Like, if an exchange wants to operate in the U.S., it needs to follow the U.S. laws around crypto.
Yeah.
And currently they're whatever, but, you know, it could be, because we look at the biggest exchange in the world is Binance right now. Binance can't operate in the U.S. because of U.S. laws. So if, like, you make money off of Binance, you're like, that's not the right way to do it. They have a Binance US, but, like, normal Binance, like, all these, like, little coins you hear about, everything's on Binance, no matter what, essentially. There are a lot of stuff is on Binance. I shouldn't say everything's on Binance. But Binance US, it only has 60 coins versus normal Binance has, like, over 200 coins easily. So they already are regulating it. And, like, they'll just make it illegal to, like, make money off crypto or something. I know they can't technically, but
Yeah.
if you want to do it the right way, the legal way,
You'd have to ban companies from being able to accept it as currency.
yeah.
But that would be, I don't know if they actually have the regulatory power to do that.
They do. They do.
They
just have to say you can't do it anymore, and like it's illegal to do it after that. That's
Yeah,
it.
but then you know what?
It's
then
not about like they're not worried about like making it work, because then that's on the companies to make it work. It's not on them. It's just on.
Yeah, but then what's to stop like foreign companies from accepting it, and then you just buy all your goods from foreign companies, and they'll use justification. Well, it's made in China anyway, and then now you have all these imports coming in, and now U.S. electricity and resources being used
I'm not
to send
saying
that money
that
overseas.
It's not going to stop people who want to do it. I'm just saying like it's going to stop normal Joes who want to do it the legal way, like the Dogecoin stuff.
That thing is that's good.
Every time it spikes, Robinhood stops trading it, so you
Really?
can't sell it. Like every time I feel like every time it spikes, my friend, I ask my friends, hey, is Dogecoin down? And they're like, yeah, and they can't trade it because technically you don't like on Robinhood, and PayPal does it too, and like Cash App and Venmo, because they trade crypto now too. You don't own the coins. Like you buy the coins, because they're just saying in the crypto community, like if you don't own it, if you can't like get it out of the exchange,
Yeah.
and you can't get it out, like if with PayPal, it's stuck on PayPal. You can't move it to like a wallet.
Oh, so it's in their wallet, but you have an account, and they've associated those coins to your wallet.
Technically,
with them, with their paper. Oh, interesting.
So that's why I use Coinbase, because Coinbase,
I see.
you can send and receive to different wallets. And
I
stuff,
see.
if you wanted to. Not that I do that. Not that it really matters to me, but I like having that option.
So the only thing that worries me about the Bitcoin thing, because the technology itself is fascinating. I'm not going to get super into the way the technology works, but it uses a form of cryptography to basically legitimize everything. It's quite fascinating. There are two issues that I have with it from a computer science perspective. One is quantum computers have the ability to solve these hash problems. Millions and millions of these blocks can be solved in seconds, which is why you see these big buildings of Bitcoin miners being as large as they are, with all these GPUs running. A single quantum computer can do all that stuff significantly faster. So that's number one. So those are going to be a thing, but they're not going to be an everyday average Joe Schmo thing. So that might not be the issue. The other issue I have is that
there's a guy who did that though.
There is a guy who did it.
Yeah, he got in trouble for it.
He used a quantum computer to run Bitcoin.
I'm pretty sure if I remember the story correctly, he used like a university, like he worked there, and like he just said, let me look it up.
Oh wow, okay. See, so that's danger number one, because that technology is threatened. That the Bitcoin shit is threatened by that. The second thing is and this one gets a little bit more technical, but I'm not going to get super into it, is the P versus NP millennium problem, which basically is a way of saying, can all problems be solved the same way in a predictable amount of time, and you can verify the answer. It's not particularly important, but if in one of the jokes in the ending of Silicon Valley had to do with encryption and solving encryption really, really fast. The best encryptions could be solved in hours, and that was going to be a big problem. And nobody's been able to prove it, there's $1 million prize. It's called the Millennium Math Prizes, basically. If you can prove that P is equal to NP, or P is not equal to NP, someone's going to give you $1 million, but you have to be able to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. If P is equal to NP, that means those encryptions can be solved easily, and whatever methodology is needed, that's going to be a big problem. But presuming that it is, then Bitcoin does not work, because it means all the encryptions that they use to validate like keys and stuff, your private keys, they can be solved really, really quick. And as soon as that happens, all the transactions become invalid. It doesn't matter what size encryption you use. It could be the best encryption in the world. It literally will not matter, because it can be solved in a finite amount of time that's reasonable. And if that happens, it does not work. That technology doesn't work. So there's a bunch of other problems that will occur too. So that's the other thing that makes me concerned. Now, if it's found out that P is not equal to NP, and I know this is boring, some of the computer science people out there, I appreciate, I'm sure you guys are on board with this shit, but I know for everybody else, it's kind of like, what the fuck does any of that mean? It's not important. What's important is, if that is true, that technology cannot work. And if quantum computers becomes a mainstream thing or accessible, that's what people are going to use it for. There's fucking apps and websites that were running Bitcoin. Like, you go to a website, you know what they would do? They'd write some JavaScript on your iPad. It would make your iPad mine for Bitcoin. They were doing it in phone apps. People were doing it wherever they could, these little tiny things. But if they can spread them out wide enough, they'd get free processing power at your expense. So someone's going to find a way to fuck it up for everybody else. And I don't know if you found the story yet, Manny, but that was all I needed to do.
There's actually, okay, so I was wrong, but there are cases like, for example, in Australia, there was a guy who is like, when everyone left for work, he used the company servers to like mine Bitcoin. Like he worked there. So
oh wow,
that stuff.
Oh my god.
Same thing in New York, I guess. Department of Education is what I'm reading right here.
Yeah.
2 people did that on company equipment. There's actually a side note. There's actually a video game. You guys know about NFTs and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys been following NFT stuff.
Yeah.
There's a video game. I forgot what it's called, but it's like an NFT video game. Like it's kind of like it looks to me. It looks like Neopets. You can't download it anywhere in the US yet, I think, because last time I checked, I couldn't download it on iOS. But the people in the Philippines are playing that game because you get like NFTs as you play, and they make like money.
Wait, so it's a game you play and it's mining and generates NFTs? Like
you own the NFTs and you sell them in the marketplace. People buy them and then you get money.
Yeah, but what are the NFTs like attached to? Like
I think it's just like Neopets, like
a
Pokemon or like it's like an image of a monster or whatever.
Shit.
Like
okay, that's oh boy.
So there's a way around that. You get on a VPN, put your shit in the Philippines, and there you go. You can download the game. But my curiosity is this: you said that Bitcoin doesn't need Elon. Elon needs Bitcoin. Why?
Yeah. Because it like before Elon was even talking about it, it hit like 30K. Like yeah, he boosted it a little bit, but it's gonna go up. Like it's not like it's gonna die anytime soon.
But why does Elon need it?
Because eventually it's gonna go big enough where you can't ignore it. It kind of already is, but like, I mean, it sucks right now because it's. I do agree with Elon, where it's like it consumes a lot of energy. Ethereum is actually switching over to Ethereum 2.0. And so it's going from a proof of work to a proof of stake thing where like Bitcoin uses proof of work, and like that's essentially what's causing like everybody to use electricity. So once Ethereum's also a proof of work, but once it switches to proof of stake, it's going to cut down electrical consumption by 99% is what they're predicting.
So you're saying that Elon needs Bitcoin because of electrical?
No, what he's saying is eventually, no matter what celebrities get in the way of anything, it is too big now for any individual to ignore. And eventually it will grow to a size to where those who have believed in it the entire time, they're the ones who are going to reap the benefit. And now Elon's the one that's poor because nobody wants his dollars that he has or his Tesla stock or any of that shit. So that is the battle that is occurring there. What is proof of stock? I know proof of work. What is
proof of stake?
Proof of stake. What is proof of stake?
I'm not really too sure. But
here's a question. How much is a share right now?
Of Bitcoin?
Yeah. Bitcoin?
It dropped from like 55 to
a lot.
I think it's close to 40 now or 30.
It's 41,000.
It's 41.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's around 40.
So how the hell do you have in Bitcoin?
You can get partial Bitcoins.
Yeah, it's not like I own a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like,
I wish I owned a Bitcoin.
What the fuck? What are you doing? Jesus.
No, it dipped. It went. The markets crashed yesterday, so I bought a bunch of stuff.
When Elon Musk
on sale.
When he said that it dipped, people are pissed.
I don't see. Okay, so I don't see Elon losing in this situation.
No, he's not going to lose.
No, but I don't see also his Tesla stock might tank just a little bit.
They might fuck it. Yeah, they might try to fuck it with some pump and dump shit.
But here's the thing: it's gonna bounce right back. It's gonna bounce right back because Elon's got a lot going on right now where this whole crypto bullshit is not gonna matter.
I don't know. I think it does. Okay.
With the SpaceX thing?
No, forget about SpaceX. We're talking about Tesla. So like,
okay. But doesn't he have a SpaceX stock?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, unrelated. But like, you guys know who Michael Burry is?
Mm-mm.
He's the guy. Have you guys seen The Big Short?
Yes.
I've wanted to, but I have not seen it. But I've wanted to.
Michael Burry is the guy who predicted the stock market.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, the biggest stock he's shorting right now, his position right now, is Tesla.
Really?
Shorting it?
That his like all
or is he,
his most of his portfolio, like all of his money is like is betting on Tesla fucking losing this year, big.
Yeah,
and he's predicting like a big market
that
crash.
Makes sense.
Actually,
I thought you were meaning he was short like he was, because that's illegal to just do that. But I get.
You're talking about stock shorts, yeah. The same thing that would happen with GameStop.
Yeah, so
well, not the same thing, but people were short. Yeah,
unrelated again, but like he's saying,
I mean,
like,
it's not unrelated. It relates. I get what the guy. Yeah, I mean, the guy is smart, but
I don't agree with him. But I'm just saying, like that, like it's just surprising that that's what he thinks.
It's just something like this. For you to actually own it, though, you have to pay $41,000.
Well,
right? So if you
kind of
are not an owner, when you get, what did you call it? When you said you bought what?
A partial.
A partial.
Yeah.
So what ownership do you have?
So he has the private key that proves he is who he says he is. So any transactions from his wallet, which is stored in a public ledger that everybody has access to. So everybody who is part of the Bitcoin mining thing knows what money's in what wallet.
But what I'm saying is, how much ownership do you have?
So I have like 0.00 whatever. How like I don't put like I put like $20 in. That gets me like 0.00.
No, I don't want to know.
No. Like,
I don't want extremely tiny amount.
But what I'm getting at is this: so you for you to own something of that Bitcoin, you have to pay $41,000 for you to have ownership, full ownership
of one Bitcoin. Yeah, of one.
So
Bitcoin.
if you turn around and let's say someone goes into Tesla and they put in, I don't know what Tesla stock's in right now, but let's say it's at 250, right?
Okay.
So they're now, isn't that be two? I don't understand stocks, so I'm basically trying to get information from you.
But yeah, maybe.
If it's saying 250, it'd be $250, right? Or no?
Yeah.
So, per share. Yeah.
So you get a full share at $250.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do not get a full share of the Bitcoin if you don't pay $41,000.
Well, no, Bitcoins aren't shares though. Bitcoins are just, so think of a dollar, right? So a dollar has partials, like you have cents, right? So you have 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, right? A Bitcoin is kind of the same thing. You can have partial Bitcoins where one whole Bitcoin with no decimal places is equal to whatever
so
the current.
No share. So you do not get a full Bitcoin unless you pay $41,000. That's what I'm trying to get at is that you get more ownership with Tesla stock than you would with a Bitcoin unless you have that mega bucks.
But the difference is that Bitcoin is based off of what the Bitcoin's value is based off of what the public perceives it as, whereas Tesla's value is based off of the way the company is performing, as well as like numerous other factors that's going on with the market. And there's ways to fluctuate it. But like if Elon Musk comes out tomorrow in a tutu dress and starts shooting people, Tesla stock's going to drop.
Right.
But it depends, because as stupid as that is, like when he smoked pot on Joe Rogan, everyone's like, oh my God, that's the weirdest thing in the world. It's weird because the company's still making money.
Yeah.
So it's not as influenced as just somebody saying, you know what, I don't believe in this.
No, but what I'm getting at is with the stock market, and Aaron, I promise we'll go to the next story. I won't drag this on more. But what I'm getting at is for a financial, if you're looking at this financially, it'd be smarter to invest in Tesla because you don't own shit with Bitcoin.
But you do own it, though.
0.000% compared to 100% if you buy for $250.
No, but you own one share, but that's 0.0000 something one of the whole company. It depends on how many shares they have.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had, if Amazon, let's say, had 1,000 total shares, and you owned one of those shares, then you own, what is it, a 1/10% of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these companies have millions and millions of shares. So it's the same equivalence. What ends up happening is when you buy Bitcoin, it can suddenly spike, increasing the value of the amount that you own, because all it is just he owns 0.00128 Bitcoin. Now that can be translated into some value, and depending on what the market does, he owns 0.00182, right?
Right.
And if the value goes up, then the amount that 182 is worth goes up. It's similar to stocks, but it doesn't fluctuate the same way by the same influences.
I just feel like you get more for your money if you buy regular stocks than you do Bitcoin.
It depends. You can buy
what is it? If you bought 10 shares at, let's say, 250. 250 times 10 is 2,500, right?
Yeah, 250 times 10.
Yeah. So you spend $2,500. You got 10 shares.
You got 10 shares.
And let's say the company only has, I don't know, what's a good one? At the one time, a company has 1,000 shares. Now you own.
Yeah, you own. You own 0.1%.
0.1%. I'm just saying, you get all the.
Or no, 1%.
Yeah,
1%.
Yeah,
1%.
1%.
Yeah.
For $2,500.
Yeah, but that's, again, the way that the stocks are going to work is most people use stocks because of fluctuations in value. So the way that you make money is you invest that $2,500 and then suddenly everyone wants Tesla. So that means the profits that Tesla's going to be pulling in is going to be significantly higher. So people are going to want that share to get in on those profits.
Right.
So what they do is they do their IPO and they basically say, I own 100% of Complete the Circuit. So now I'm going to give 10% of it out in the form of 10,000 shares for the public to buy. They have to buy it from me because I own the shares. They're going to give me that money. That's their way of investing. And then their investment is returned by what they own. If I do really well with the company,
and obviously you buy
the value will go up
you buy
because it's
low
profitable.
and you sell high. That's how it goes.
Right.
But again, I don't want to keep this going. I know.
No.
It's
It's
got to get ready. For
it's
her
a
thing.
Yeah, she's got a trip. Oh yeah. So while we're talking about that, we are off next week. We are off next week. So keep that in mind, people. But we will be back the following week. But Erin's going on a nice vacation. And I will be here by myself to do whatever it is that I feel like doing.
But I think on our next, maybe a couple shows or something, Manny, since you deal with it, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of talk more about it with this, because there is a lot of people that are interested. I mean, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Bitcoin's garbage, or at least not trying to. I know I said it's shit, but I'm not trying to say that. What I'm just trying to say, I guess I'm just an old head that believes that if I were to invest in something, it'd be more stocks than it would be cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, stocks are a lot more understood, and that would make sense. Plus, you own part of a company, but your profit margins are going to be determined on the demand of that stock and how well the company does.
I just don't want. I came across as being like, well, fuck crypto. You know, if anyone invests in crypto.
But the benefit of Brit, and this is kind of the last thing, and I do agree with that one person. I at first was like not the biggest fan of Tesla, but I'm starting to get what he's going for. But I have too also predicted in my mind, just as a guess, right? I don't think that they're going to go long term. I think something awful is going to happen. I don't know why. I just have always had that hunch.
Well,
because he's kind of loosened.
Ford just announced an electric F-150 today,
right?
Or yesterday,
and now you have these companies that have been doing this shit for a long time, and now they're going to start producing their shit. And if you think the Germans and the Americans and the Japanese aren't going to be able to build an infrastructure bigger than one freaking one guy,
they might be able to build it bigger, but is it going to be better?
Yeah, it'd be better. Because they'd all be branching off.
Germans, yes. Americans, I don't know.
And if Ford would do a decent job.
I don't know.
They would team up with GM and all that stuff like that, because right now their biggest thing is this Tesla guy is getting in our way. So they will team up to take him. They will team up to take him down, because they're not going to be destroyed by.
The only way Tesla goes down if they don't change their styles of their vehicles anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think that's good. I don't think people don't seem to care. They seem to like it, and it's sort of like a status symbol, like an Apple thing. But the other last little thing is the Bitcoin thing. When you mine for Bitcoins, when you do the proof of work and you solve the math problem that's required, you are awarded 1 Bitcoin. So now you could see the incentive, because let's say you do a week's worth, your computers do a week's worth of work, but that week's worth of work may have cost you $20,000 in electricity, but now you just gained a $40,000 Bitcoin. The more people that do it, because it's a self-rewarding system, the more people that do it, the more the value of the Bitcoin goes up. But the problems get exponentially harder the more problems get solved, until the final Bitcoin, which puts a cap on it, which limits its inflation rate, which is really good for some reasons, really bad for others. But that's a whole bunch of economic shit that we could talk about in another show. Do we have any more stories, or are we finishing this one up? Sorry, Erin, I know you got kind of cut off of that one.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know much about the topic.
Do you want to tell us about Animal Crossing? I'm sorry, that was incredibly condescending. I just wanted to give her something. I can't see.
I know
her
a
face.
lot more about things than just Animal Crossing.
No, I wasn't saying that. I just see you always.
Way to go, Dom.
Yeah, I know.
Way to be a dick.
I needed to get one more jab in before she goes on vacation. Get it?
Can't you do that without being on the air?
Yeah.
So this concludes our episode today,
No,
guys.
I do the outro.
It was a pleasure.
I do the outro.
It was
Well, I still have to answer Dom's question.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
That was the last story.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We are off next week. As I said, please be sure to check out our Twitter at Completing the Seed. Check out the main channel. I did get those iPhones, so we will be doing that test. So please, if you're not subscribed, you're new, or you're not subscribed to the main channel, definitely go check that one out. I think it's going to be a really good video. And yeah, as always, talk to you soon.
Later.
And welcome, everybody.
No, shut the fuck.
Take care, guys.
Say your goodbye, Manny.
Bye.
There we go.
And welcome, everybody. This is